In West Virginia folklore, the Mothman is a creature reportedly seen in the Point Pleasant area from November 15, 1966, to December 15, 1967. The first newspaper report was published in the Point Pleasant Register, dated November 16, 1966, titled "Couples See Man-Sized Bird. Creature, Something." The national press soon picked up the reports and helped spread the story across the United States. The Mothman was introduced to a wider audience by Gray Barker in 1970 and was later popularized by John Keel in his 1975 book The Mothman Prophecies, claiming that there were supernatural events related to the sightings and a connection to the collapse of the Silver Bridge. The book was later adapted into a 2002 film, starring Richard Gere. On November 15, 1966, two young couples from Point Pleasant, Roger and Linda Scarberry, and Steve and Mary Millette, told police they saw a large gray creature whose eyes glowed red when the car's headlights picked it up. They described it as a large flying man with 10-foot wings, following their car while they were driving in an area outside of town known as the TNT area, the site of a former World War II munitions plant. During the next few days, other people reported similar sightings. Two volunteer firemen who saw it said it was a large bird with red eyes. Mason County Sheriff George Johnson commented that he believed the sightings were due to an unusually large heron he termed a shitepoke. Contractor Newell Partridge told Johnson that when he aimed a flashlight at a creature in a nearby field its eyes glowed like bicycle reflectors, and blamed buzzing noises from his television set and the disappearance of his German Shepherd dog on the creature. Wildlife biologist Robert L. Smith at West Virginia University told reporters that descriptions and sightings all fit the sandhill crane, a large American crane almost as high as a man with a 7-foot wingspan featuring circles of reddish coloring around the eyes. The bird may have wandered out of its migration route, and therefore was unrecognized at first because it was not native to this region. The sightings came to a halt in 1967, after a terrible tragedy occurred in Point Pleasant. The Silver Bridge, which carried U.S. Route 35 over the Ohio River and connected Point Pleasant to Gallipolis, Ohio, collapsed on December 15 under the weight of heavy rush-hour traffic, due to the upcoming Christmas holiday. The accident killed 46 people, 2 of the bodies were never found. Keel believed this was no coincidence. In his book, he surmised the Mothman sightings the Point Pleasant locals had were premonitions about the bridge collapse. Keel also linked the monster to UFOs and Men in Black. He was certainly fanciful with his findings, but without him, the legacy of the Mothman might have stayed a tiny local legend. Instead, his book, published in 1975, brought renewed attention to the creature and sparked a surge in interest.
Eyewitness News reporter Fallon Pearson shows us what else may be lurking out there too.
Up until Sunday night, he hadn't been spotted recently, but according to these pictures, the legendary Point Pleasant Mothman is back. These pictures, supposedly taken by a man who says he was driving along State Highway 2 in Point Pleasant, saw something jump from tree to tree, so he pulled off the road to take these pictures. The man declined an on-camera interview, but is adamant the pictures are real. And some locals like Carolyn Harris believe it.
I definitely know that the Mothman's real.
Harris has owned the Mothman Diner for 48 years. She also helped start the Mothman Festival. Harris said there's been too many sightings of the Mothman for her not to believe.
First responders and the church department and stuff that I talked to, that they definitely made a believer out of me.
Harris has met many Mothman believers over the years, like the Smiths.
You have eyewitnesses, so, you know,
potential to be real, huh?
yeah, it does have potential, and I do sort of want to believe.
We asked the local Mothman expert and owner of the Mothman Museum, Jeff Wamsley, just how authentic the pictures are. Wamsley said, with modern technology, it's almost impossible to know for sure if the pics are real. But even if they are fakes, the benefits of the Mothman's legend to the town of Point Pleasant are very real.
It's a good thing. Brings a lot of people to the area. It's here to stay. It ain't leaving.
Fallon Pearson, Eyewitness News.
Now, many people tell us they believe the Mothman is a bad omen, only appearing when catastrophe is about to strike. There have been many claims the winged, red-eyed creature was seen right before the Point Pleasant Silver Bridge collapse back in 1967.
A truck driver who stopped at O'Hare International Airport in Chicago on November 26, 2019, claimed he spotted a person with wings around 7 feet tall standing by a fence while he took a smoke break at about 6:30 p.m. He reported his sighting to UFO Clearinghouse, an online source for odd encounters that describes itself as a portal for the truth. According to the investigator who took the report, the truck driver said the creature had a wingspan of approximately 6 feet, and looked like a demon or a goblin and was solid black. The witness mentioned the creature may have had its back to him, and that it was walking, with a gait, like a bird. He claimed it was flapping its wings as it walked toward the large field that is by the airport runways and disappeared into the night. The witness himself believed he was in the presence of a demon. When the investigator asked if he'd seen anything like it before, the truck driver detailed a similar experience as a child in Mexico where a solid black-winged creature was circling an open field and made a loud screeching noise before flying off into the surrounding forest. Similarly to the experiences of those who claim to have encountered the Mothman. Marcus Pules, an American visiting Japan, was out with a friend near the Fukushima plant when suddenly they heard a loud whooshing sound and a terrible screeching. As they looked back towards the plant, they saw a figure Pules described as large and black. From the distance I was at, it looked to be sitting on top of one of the squared-shaped buildings. It sat there for about 5 seconds, then it unfurled a large set of what I could only describe as large, black wings. The creature took flight, circling the plant a few times before coming closer to them. That's when I noticed the 2 large red eyes. They seemed to glow from within and with a blood-red hue. They were unblinking in the 3 to 4 seconds we saw them. We knew they were looking straight at us. We knew this creature knew we could see it, and it made no attempt to disguise itself. Pules describes an immense feeling of dread that washed over him, and the creature vanished as quickly as it had appeared. It wasn't until Pules was back home in America, hearing the news on CNN about the devastation of the Japanese earthquake and the explosions at the very same nuclear power plant where he had witnessed the creature, that he realized he may have seen the infamous harbinger of the disaster known as the Mothman. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more paranormal videos on the Paranormal Portal.